Thank you so much for making time. So question one, can you really get over fear?
Pardon?
Can you really overcome your fear?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But I think we need, first of all, to try and define what is fear. And perhaps also to try to break it down into what really fear is all about. Now, there are three components about fear. And one of the basic foundation of fear is loss. Anytime someone is afraid of something, they are afraid of losing something. That's one. Second component is something we do refer to as belief. And belief is actually confident thought. For you to be fearful about something, it means there is something you believe so confidently about that is going to happen to you or it's not going to happen. Yeah. Then the third component is what we call expectation. Actually, there's a law called the law of expectation, which states that whatever you expect with confidence will tend to become your self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, those three components, when they combine together, they form a very powerful force that will actually cause things to materialize in a negative way for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, all right.
Yes.
Now, there are different reasons as to why we fear whatever it is that we fear. What are some of those things that, you know, where could it stem from?
I strongly believe that we are only born with two kinds of fears. That is the fear of loud noise and the fear of falling. All other fears are acquired throughout life. We learn them from the society, from the community, the guardians, the people who took care of us, our parents, our teachers. So we are, actually, fears are taught.
They're taught.
We learn from our environment. We learn from our parents. We learn from our peers. We are actually taught fear in life.
Yeah.
The only fear you are born with is the fear of falling and the fear of loud noise.
Yeah.
Yes, these are the fears. We acquire them throughout life.
So I want to talk about the fears that you acquired in life.
Yes.
What are some of the ones that you had to get over?
Myself?
Yes.
Which one? I think one of the greatest fears that I had when I was growing up is being unable to articulate my thoughts to people clearly. And I think that stemmed because of where I came from, where I went to school, and the kind of teachers we had. I came from a place where we were taught English in vernacular. So actually, when I went to high school, it was a very big problem for me to be able to articulate my thoughts, to share my experiences and my knowledge, my information with people. So that was a big fear. And actually, most people suffer from that, the fear of speaking in public. So that is really what I had to overcome. And let me tell you, your greatest fear can actually be where you are strong at in life. So the moment you overcome that fear, then you will gain leverage in life and move forward. But the point is, you must conquer fear. And like I heard you say, every human being has fears. But those guys who succeed and overcome their fears are the people who make up their mind. They say, what I want is more important to me than the fear that is trying to inhibit me. So they conquer fear by developing courage.
And we also have, you know, fear of failure, which also makes you fail because you are so scared of failing.
Yes.
So getting past that is, we don't know how to do that. Do we talk to ourselves? Do we pray? Do we offer sacrifices? Do we pay tithe? What? You know, I bet people are watching. That's what they want to know.
Okay, I think you do some of those things, but you don't do all of those things. Okay, number one thing you really need to identify in the fear that you have is, what exactly do I believe that is causing me to have this fear? Let's, for example, look at the fear of failure. Maybe you want to start some business, but you're afraid that you will fail, you will not succeed. You begin by articulating clearly in your mind, even on paper, exactly what is it do I have to believe for me to think that this is what is going to happen to my life. Once you identify the belief, 2 or 3 beliefs that make you think and believe that things will not work out for you or they will work out in a certain way, once you identify that, then you need to ask yourself this question: what do I have to believe for me to be able to do A, B, C, D, for me to be able to succeed? And then you begin working on those beliefs. And now you begin talking to yourself. It's called self-talk. You begin to affirm yourself that you can do it.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you'll be able to. It won't happen overnight. It takes time.
But you know what's so interesting is that some people make it look like it's their personality. Say iti mini moga, ni mina kunga mpole. So I won't speak in front of people. I won't, you know, go for what I really want. You know, so what happens is the aggressive people who do go for what they want, people say, "Ay, we are na kunga na kibele bele."
You know, people actually try to give a lot of excuses for their inefficiencies and their lack of success or failures in life. Did you know, by the way, that all of us are self-made? Only that the successful people are the ones actually who admit they are self-made. Failures in life don't actually admit they are failures. They try to shift blame.
They're self-made failures.
Yes, they are all of us, we are self-made. But it's only the successful people who actually admit that I am self-made. failures don't. They say it is because of so and so. It's my personality. You know, it's the way I was raised up. It's the way I was born. You know, they give excuses. They suffer from a disease I call excusiatis.
Excusiatis?
Giving a lot of excuses.
That's better, Dilwan.
I create some ones sometimes.
Like infopreneur.
Yes, yes.
What is infopreneur?
You know, my business, I do a lot of trainings and talking to people, so it's basically giving people information and trying to assemble that information in form of knowledge, which forms intelligence for them that give them leverage in life. So I'm an infopreneur.
Ah.
Yes.
And I bet part of that information is talking to people about how powerful their mind is. And we hear that statement all the time.
Yes.
But how do you then tune your mind to think in that way?
You see, your mind actually has to have fuel for it to function. And the fuel that fuels your mind is your thoughts. What are you thinking about? Where are you getting those thoughts from? And those thoughts will come from your environment, from the people that you interact with, from the books that you read. I believe, and I keep telling people that you should be asking yourself this question. The people that I hang out with, what do they make me think when I'm with them? Because the moment you begin to think in a certain way, you also begin to feel in a certain way. The things you think will make you feel in a certain dimension. They will make you feel in a certain way. So it's from the environment, the thoughts that we think. Thoughts are the software that runs the mind.
Yes.
Yes.
It's true. And the minute you know that, then now you know how to, how to sort of control it.
Yes.
All right, so now, is there any truth to this, that there is a direct correlation between the intensity of our fear and the degree of our fascination? You know, when you're so fascinated by rich people and that's all you want to be and to do every day, and then at the same time, that is what really, really scares you, getting to that point. Can you really? You question yourself?
Well, I think I would beg to sort of disagree with that, but there's some truism to it, because there are people also who are afraid of success, fear of success as well. You know, am I going to make it like so and so, like this guy, kind of guys? There's the fear of success. By the way, there are many kinds of fears. Fear of making mistake, fear of failure, fear of rejection, and many other fears, all these fears combined. And someone actually defined fear when I was in school for me and said, fear is false evidences appearing real. And that is why once you formulate in your mind that you're afraid about something, you will tend to see more of that. You tend to see that because that is what you believe.